listen. There we go. Right, folks. Bit of an impromptu stream. Was going to actually do this for 8 o'clock, but old Boris is doing his announcement, so wouldn't want to encroach on his. Well, I wouldn't want to piss in his parade. Let's get the bandana on, because why not? So, yes, this is going to be a bit of well, I alluded to this in the last live stream, which just ended up being a fucking mess. I don't know where that. I feel very self-conscious tonight. Have I got live chat on, or is it top chat? Fucking hell, 9 people. Well, it shows 9 on the app here. I'm actually watching it live on YouTube. Gonna cheekily wank to myself. But it only says that there are 6 people watching according to StreamYard. And comments aren't updating. In fact, yeah, there's... Oh, StreamYard. I can actually show the comments on the phone now. I will do that then. So, first of all, we've got Adam, aka Me Easy Beers. And I'm going to have to actually read the comments on here. You're bloody early was mid-raggy. And there's a... Fucking hell. No, I'm pointing the wrong way. The door's that way. Hoovering outside. So your bloody early was mid-raggy. Yeah, I just thought I'd get out of the way before people went to... Why is Rob's comment? It's showing up on the live comments feed on StreamYard, but it's not actually showing up on the comments on the actual, as if I was watching it. Strange. Very strange. But yeah, I just thought I'd get this shot earlier because the Harbinger of Doom is going to put us all in lockdown, which I think he has to now. Do you know, I'm at the point now where I'm not going to question any of the decisions because it's a necessary evil. And what can you do to prevent it anyway? It's just a waste of energy if you do that. So just got to live with it. And as soon as that vaccine becomes available to me, I'm thinking, fuck it, I'm just going to take it. I'm just sick to death of, you know, fighting this stuff now. But yeah, before I get into it, drinking a can of the Barnard Castle eye test. Clearly I need an eye test. 6% ABV. Brewdog, kindly gifted from Adam, aka Mersey Beers. It's a very generic hazy pale ale, but it will do for this stream. So yeah, apologies about that, Adam. Sorry, not sorry. Then Rob from Hopscene says, "Evening shithouse." All right, fuckface, how you doing? Love you really, Robert. And then Rory says, "Hello, Peter, mate." All right, Rory, hope you're doing well, buddy. Then Adam says, yes, StreamYard updated their mobile interface. And no, I'm on the live chat, Adam. I am actually on the live chat. Top chat is showing at the bottom. Yeah, I'm on the live chat. Oh, I see. Fuck. I'm sorry, Adam. I'm a dickhead. So I thought when the top line says live chat and then the small line says top chat, it means live chat's been selected, but no. Apologies about that, Robert. Still not used to this. Yeah, and Adam called me a plonker. No need for that. That's just rude. Craig from Ken Beer Review says, cheers, eggnog. Yeah, look out for a live stream, live review, which is never going to happen between us two. Because why would Mark, aka Eggnog, waste his time doing a live stream with me? And then Adam laughs at Eggnog. So, yeah. My sort of list for this year in my notebook. And I'm going to keep this brief because nobody wants to hear me drone on about utter tripe. But I do appreciate people stopping by, of course. Hope everyone's 2021 is going well. I'm not going to rehash that. I talked about that in the other live stream. So we're going to kick things off with the best brewery. Best UK brewery, I should say. And that for me, I said it in my live stream the other night. It's got to be Track. Track for me. Rob says best. What of 2020? Best wank, best cucumber wank. All my cucumber related wanks have been top of the list. Let's see. Then we've got Teddy Slick saying Suspiria Notebook. Yes, indeed. A little gift from Lucy Foster, who I'm not sure is going to be joining tonight. But film-related stuff, I might do. I said in the other live stream I wanted to sort of diversify the content. Because quite frankly, uploaded beer reviews has become really quite laborious. Especially with the fact that I hardly get any views and it's well too much effort for such a low return. So I'm not going to stop it because I've got loads to upload. In fact, I've uploaded now about 2 weeks worth of reviews, so look out for that. But I just want to do something different than just doing the reviews that I usually do. I've got rid of the numerical system because it's just, I don't know. I don't like it anymore. It's just, what's the point in cataloguing them? Because no one's going to give a shit about this in 10 years. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I might do some film-related content. Because I've been thinking about all my film content. Carter Stevens, the director of Punk Rock, the porno from 1977, died recently. And I don't know, it triggered memories of when I used to do my reviews for Mondo Squellido and written reviews for the likes of nerdly.co.uk and all the zines that I used to contribute to. And I don't know, I think I was a lot more creative with that sort of content than I am with my beer reviews. But we'll see. It's a little bit bipolar, my relationship with BeerTube recently. But it is what it is. But yeah, best UK brewery for me. I'll get these comments sorted first. So, but yeah, to answer your question, Teddy Slick, there will be. I'd like to think there'll be film-related sort of stuff coming up. Then Craig says best bike seat. You'll have to ask the beer hooligan for that one. Best canal towpath. Again, I'm not the expert on that. I'm not an amateur psychologist or an experienced rapist like some people in the BeerTube community. Hey, that's what happens when you wear Lyman Scott all the fucking time, do you know what I mean? Best bicycle seat aroma? Luce Foster, your significant other, you mean? Yes, the one and only. But I think she's busy with VR today because any reality other than the one we're currently in is much better. Then Biz also says, if you review just hard seltzers, then expect just Green King IPA in the bin cupboard. So there. I wanted to announce it properly, but Adam's hit the nail on the head. I'm a hard seltzer vaping channel now, and because I'm desperate for people to watch my content, I'll review some fast food as well. I actually ordered a Mackey's tonight, and I got the big tasty with bacon meal, fucking cold, and the katsu curry chicken or McChicken nuggets. I can't remember what they're called. McNuggets, whatever. And I was actually really tempted to do a take the piss food review of that, because I'm guaranteed to actually get some views on those sorts of videos. And then Just Bob says, evening Peter, evening my friend, hope you're doing okay on this eagerly awaiting Boris Johnson to seal our fate. Well, yeah, I'll catch up on comments in a little bit. I'll let them build up a tad. So, best UK brewery for me, it's got to be Track. Just consistently good beers throughout the year. I think they've been the brewery that I've bought from directly the most. And yeah, they were my favourite brewery from last year. I just love what Track do. And I'm yet to have even a boring beer from Track. So yeah, Track for me, best UK brewery at the moment. Best international brewery, I'm going to go with Sudden Death out of Germany, even though I've pretty much just had hazy IPAs from Sudden Death. I couldn't really think of any other international breweries that really stood out to me this year. I can't even think of international breweries that I've drank lots of. But because I had like a week's worth of reviews from Sudden Death and I enjoyed each and every one of them, I'm really excited at what they're churning out, to be honest. Whether or not now I'll be able to pick up their beers directly from them is a completely different question. But thankfully we've got a really good domestic scene, so why would we need to worry about that European trash? But no, I'm joking, of course. Some great breweries in Europe who we may not be able to really get hold of anymore. We'll see how that goes. So next one is Best Brewery Webshop. And I'm going to go to Craig's neck of the woods and say Time and Tide. Even I've only bought once from them. I don't know, it was just such a good experience of what a brewery's web shop should be. Easy to navigate, nicely presented, good range of beers, really good price, low threshold for free delivery, because why breweries will go up to 50 quid or 75 quid before they give you free deliveries, to me that's absolutely fucking ridiculous. It just is, and that's because I'm a cheap bastard. I'm scum. I'm subhuman scum. But yeah, if a brewery can have free delivery at 35 quid, then there's no reason for a brewery to have like over £100 spend for free delivery. Do you know what I mean? And like a lot of them go up to like 70, 50 is all right. You can understand that. You can get a good amount of beer for 50 quid, but it's just fucking ridiculous, isn't it? I know it's not, because it costs a lot of money to actually have stuff sent out with contracts with couriers and that sort of thing. I'm just being facetious and greedy, and a very Jew-like penny pincher. So that's really all that is, to be honest. Okay. So, catching up on comments, I might as well. So, Just Bob says, do some mukbang with your McD's, get the views up. I'll do a mukbang wank. That's the ultimate form. I'll sort of do like a joint live stream with my YouTube account and my OnlyFans account. So I know how to get the views. I'm just too bone idle to utilise the tools at my disposal. Then Adam says, ha 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 ha, mukbang. I still don't believe those people are human. Well, it's just like ASMR, isn't it, really? You're not telling me that ASMR is legitimately a therapeutic sort of thing. It's just basically what ASMR is an excuse for cute girls with nice tits to basically make glorified jerk-off instruction videos for people. That's all it is, but you wear headphones and you get to hear some bimbo whisper in your ear. Do you know what I mean? It's that's all. It's just an excuse for people to wank. Although it does help. I've got legitimate friends who will listen to ASMR because it soothes them and calms them down. But come on, it's so sexualized. It's beyond belief. And if you deny that, then you deny that 6 million people got it. I'm joking. We're not going to make those sorts of jokes. Then Lesbian says Yankee and Kraut, Lervig. I've not had too many Lervig, although Lervig will be appearing a little bit later on. Then Rory says, I've got some track coming tomorrow, 4-pack of Get Up and Go. Picked up some Magnify on their site too. They're good for that, bringing in US beers. Yeah, they have been bringing in some really good American beers. I picked up, was there a Magnify pack that I picked up for you? Or, well, you paid for, Adam, but I put in my order. And they seem pretty reasonably priced, to be fair. And so does Cloudwater's sort of tasting packs as well. But yeah, enjoy those, Rory. Then Craig says, maybe you could change your channel name to Peter's World in a Disney theme logo. See, a certain couple beat me to it, so I don't want to copyright someone else who's breaching copyright. Let's see. Adam says, loads of options for international brewers. Yeah, but they're international only, they're not British, so who gives a flying fuck? And Just Bob says, best shit you've ever had in a public toilet. I've had quite a few, to be honest, because I've never understood people who are scared of shitting in public toilets or workplace toilets. I find that very questionable. And I've just skipped loads of comments, though. Let's see. Hang on. Who have I missed here? Oh, here we go. Most business responding to Just Bob. Back in the day, I did consider reviewing public toilets. Not in a George Michael fashion now. I like it, Adam. Roy says, I think Left-Handed Giant do free shipping on 30 quid. That's good. Full respect to Left-Handed Giant for that. Let's see. It's important to have good quality bogs, especially if you're quaffing loads of ale. Exactly. Every good sort of beer mile needs a good selection of public toilets. Adam says, cheap bastard equals everyone who lives in Skem that doesn't sell drugs. Who doesn't sell drugs in Skem, Adam? See, this is what happens when I don't drink beer. Day one, more of an arse. Exactly, you actually become a nice, tolerable person when you have alcohol. And Adam, Just Bob says, Pete, do you ever get any abuse in the streets from random people thinking you're Boris? I've had comments, like snide comments, but never like full on abuse. If anything, I get some really actually genuinely funny jokes, and it's worked in my favour, especially when I used to drink around Wigan as a teenager. God, that's fucking ages ago. I can't remember what the club was called. It's pretty much by what used to be Wigan Swimming Baths. But I used to get free entry because I look like Boris Johnson. So I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it. Plus, I got a really heartwarming chant from Rangers fans in Manchester. Let's see. But yeah, it is what it is. You've just got to come to accept it. The comments come in thick and fast. People in work always ask me, "Oh, what are you announcing tonight?" And it's just like, when I eventually get to the point where I burn the whole fucking workplace down, you're first to go. That's all I'm going to say. And Adam says, yes to the magnifying question. Only had one so far. Gave the impy style to a mate. Have no time for that style. Yeah, sour beers. I've sort of gone off them a little bit. But it was thanks to you that I actually remembered one of my favourites from this year. Jake says, I actually take shits at work. I like getting paid for it. Well, you could get paid even more if you do it on OnlyFans. Seriously, you could get paid a shit ton of money. And then Adam says, ever thought of going to a Tory party conference to pick up women? What sort of nice women are Tories? Do you know what I mean? There's only Priti Patel who's fit in the Tory party. The rest are just absolute cows. But then again, Labour, well, let's be honest, Jess Phillips, Diane Abbott, you know, it's hardly full to the brim of high quality clunge is the Labour Party. But anyway, we won't talk about the Labour Party, especially fucking Rosie Cooper here in Skem. Too busy crying about people being mean to her on Twitter than actually doing her job as our Member of Parliament. And, oh, he threatened to kill me. Get over it. Just turn Twitter off. You can't read the mean words if you turn your phone off and don't look at the internet. I'm sick of this whole thing of like harsh words online. It's like, just don't log in, don't log on, just go about your business. Fuck it. I don't know, it's just fucking stupid. But yeah, Time and Tide, best UK web shop for me. Really good experience, good range, good price, good delivery threshold. Plus, I got some really nice, I know they're automatically generated, but some nice thank you emails for supporting a small independent brewery. It's the little touches at the end of the day. So, next one is best online shop. I'm probably going to go with House of Trembling Madness, especially if you want a bit more of a good hype sort of range of beers. But again, they're one of the places where, if I remember correctly, they had like a £70 spend limit. Again, no need, but needs must. Best local brewery. Well, they're not really that local. They're local-ish. But before I get into that, I'm going to give a big shout out to Clay Brown, literally over the road. And I've had some really good stuff from them, courtesy of Adam. And I noticed every time I go to Wigan Tesco, what's his face from Claybrow's car is parked, and because he's got like the decals on his car. I've never bumped into him in Tesco though, and he's always there every time I go to Wigan Tesco, which isn't that often, to be fair. But yeah, big shout out to Claybrow, because you've got to support your local brewery. But for me, best localish brewery this year has to be Rivington. Now, people are going to frown. Rivington's not that close to Scan, but you know what I mean. It's somewhat close. Let's have a look at the comments. So Just Bob says, we need more people like Paul Maiden in politics. Amen to that. Then Adam says, or get an unpaid intern to manage it for you. Is that picking up women at a Tory conference, or is that having a shit at work? Then it says, Just Bob, did you ever consider the name at Just Harry? Don't know what that means. Gone ahead on the comments. And Just Bob says, it's the little touches. Be careful, Peter. That's how U-Tree started. I know. I should be a little bit more careful with my words. It's the little touches. Be careful, Peter. It's a good play on words, that. Neil from Claybrow. He loves Costa Coffee. Starbucks is better. And I think I've gone ahead on comments again. No, I haven't. Then name relates to my profile pic, Skinny Bob. Those of you who know will know, or Google Skinny Bob. I recognise the name. Can't really see the avatar properly at the moment because my eyes are shit. And then Mesby says Rivington is in Chorley, which is kind of close, I suppose. I don't know. Geography was never my strong point. Well, not a lot of things are my strong point at the end of the day. Best local bottle shop. Again, even though I've not really been there this year because I can't and they don't actually do deliveries, I'm going to give a honourable mention to fucking hell, can't speak, the Northern Beer Temple in Wigan, on the way to the hospital, quite close to Tesco's. I know you can do click and collect, but I can't really break the law and go into Wigan, can I? I mean, not that I would ever flout, of course. But yeah, moving on to the next beer now. Can't be arsed getting a new glass. It is what it is. But yeah, big shout out to Northern Beer Temple. Can't wait to go again, whenever that may be. Opening a bottle of Salvatore from Salvatore. No, Iyengar. Salvatore's another Doppelbock. Beautiful, beautiful little beer. Was saving this for Christmas, but I hardly drank over Christmas. Too busy wallowing in self-pity. And trying to get through 2 kegs. But yeah, North Beer Temple. And again, probably going to get a lot of raised eyebrows on this one. But best local bottle shop. I'm going to say the Lancashire Bottle Shop. Because if they can deliver direct, then technically it's local. And again, I've only done one order with them, but I like them. Again, I think they've got a little bit of a higher free delivery threshold, which is a real sore point for me, to be honest. Just because I'm tight-fisted, and as Adam rightfully pointed out, I'm from Skem. the drug dealing's been a little bit slow recently. But yeah, they had a really good range of stuff, like the hype-ish sort of stuff, but then there's some stuff you never really see from some breweries that you never really see. The people who run it are really nice. In fact, I think one of the delivery drivers was kind of chatting up my mum. I'll let you shag her if I can get 50% off. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. But yeah, Lancashire Bottle Shop. Really, really good stuff. I won't remember to do it, but I'll try and remember to put links in the description for everyone that I've mentioned. So, I didn't want to do a best new brewery, just because I don't know what breweries actually started this year. So I'm going to call this one the best discovery brewery. And this also, this brewery is actually going to be in the next 3 categories. But best brewery that I discovered this year would have to be Chapter Brewing. But again, only actually done 1 order with them. Yeah, Chapter Brewing out of Liverpool, Merseyside. Literary based and inspired brewery, run by an eccentric who has long hair and a hairband. What more do you need? And each beer is like based on a different piece of literature. Great art direction. Some of the best glassware that I've seen, even though I think I've only released 1 glass. And yeah, best discovery for me this year. Don't want to say too much because they appear in the next category and then the category after that. But 2 honourable mentions, and these aren't breweries that I've only discovered this year, but I've actually truly given a try to, like actually gone out my way to do, would be Vocation. Vocation have really knocked it out the park this year. Their barrel aged stuff has been really interesting. They've pretty much, would you say they've dominated the supermarket shelves in terms of craft beer? But yeah, Vocation for me, up until like the last year or so, I thought they're just one of those generic craft breweries that for some reason people go out of the way to pick up, but they've never done really anything that is exemplary brewing. To me, they've got probably one of the dullest core ranges, and I still think that their core range stuff is just doesn't really do anything for me. Although I did have Life and Death fairly recently, and that's, to me, that's sort of like my feeling towards Faith from Northern Monk, where up until then I was just like, it's all right. But yeah, made an order with them, picked up some IPAs, a 4-pack of their Hebden Lager, and then some of their Imperial Stouts, and it was a really good selection of beer. And they've got probably one of the best sort of like tap rooms in the UK, if it's really a tap room, with Assembly Underground, with some of the best food that you're going to have. I've really fucking missed not being able to go to Leeds. I mean, up until I'd say about March, I was going to Leeds pretty much every weekend, but that's because I was in a relationship with a proper fucking psychopath who was also autistic, which I've got nothing against anyone with autism, but a combination of being an absolute fucking psycho with that sort of autistic edge, I'm just not equipped to cope with that. But the good thing was she had a really nice apartment facing a Wetherspoons in Leeds city centre. So I got to spend some time in Leeds before the world fell apart. But yeah, I really miss going to Leeds. even though there is going to be that negative connotation now. But some great drinking places, great food places, and of course, you get to see the legend that is Rob from Hopscene. But yeah, Assembly Underground, highly, highly recommended when things start to become somewhat normal. If that ever fucking happens. And also Siren, again, a brewery that I've always said I've enjoyed their beers, but never really invested too much time into them. And once again, made an order during like the height of lockdown in the summer. Had some really good beers from them, and I've been trying to buy as many as I can since then. But they were sort of like rediscoveries, if that makes any sort of sense. But yeah, Chapter Brewing, really, really good stuff. Oh, Boz has done his, well, my doppelganger's done his announcement, I would imagine. So we'll catch up with some of the comments. Can't remember where I left off. So we'll see what we can do. Overton is in Chorley. 8 p.m. Borough. Hang on. I want to divert attention from a wonky eye. 8 p.m. Boris is on. Review his bullshit, Peter. He's talking out of his arse, quite frankly. What was that thing around the neck of the bottle? That is actually a Ponzi plastic goat to go along with the art of the beer. Artwork of the beer label, I should say. Because Bock is like the German word for goat, if I remember correctly. Yeah, you wouldn't think I'd spent fucking 4 years in Germany. Typical British tourist, not wanting to learn the language at all. I try my best, but once you pass the age of 20, it's impossible to learn new languages, and that's my excuse, and I'm going to stick with it. But it's just theatre, innit? Then Adam says, no, we've already done that. Lockdown for over a month. And then hoping for a February half term. I think it was fucking inevitable, wasn't it, that we were going to have a lockdown. I think they have to. I think they have to stop penalising the North when the crux of this problem is emanating from London. Not to be too much of a dick, but it's what happens when you penalise working class people in the North who were primarily Labour voters. So you reap what you sow, Boris. You've done an absolutely fucking shit job. And I know people are going to say, oh, but no one could really do a good job. I mean, I don't fucking envy him, obviously. The last thing I'd want to do is be the leader of a country that's in the midst of a lockdown and, you know, kill a virus. But fucking hell. So many misfires. I'm not looking up either. I'll let you guys tell me. Are they actually doing the common sense thing and just shutting the schools? Because that's probably right now the biggest spread of these little shits mingling with each other and then going back home. No, the children are our future, but yeah, the schools need to just close. They really, really do. Best brew discovery of 2020 for me was Good Things Brewing. That's from Matt Binks. Hope you're doing okay, Matt. Hope you're staying well and safe. Hope you're not falling too much into despair after the thing tonight. I still don't fully know what's gone on. I don't think it would be that long. For 3 weeks. Yeah, every shut, including schools, apart from key worker schools. Will that really make that? I suppose it will. I suppose it will. They have to. They have to shut down schools. And they have to put people equally in a lockdown. Enough of this doing it by area. You do all or nothing because it's just unfair to people and areas who aren't as bad as others. We're all in this together, or so they say. But anyway, let's avoid the politics. So, most underrated brewery this year for me, Chapter Brewing again. And the reason why I say Chapter specifically is because they're not a brewery that goes with the trends. It's not just about let's throw as many hops as we can into this IPA and make it like fruit juice. They've done some really interesting beers and they've done them very, very well. Styles that you don't really see many breweries doing now as often. But yeah, Chapter, most underrated brewery for me. But also, going to give a big shout out to, I'm going off notes, Carnival and Black Lodge, who again, thanks to Adam for sharing those beers with me. Although I think we might have to hit it on the nose for a little bit with our bin cupboard action. But yeah, they're two breweries, especially Carnival. I've seen in such a short amount of time, I've seen such a growth in quality with the stuff that I've drank from them. And thanks to Adam from Mersey Beers for providing them to me. I even put Adam in my notes for that point. Then best artwork, I'm gonna go. It's a split between Chapter. Can't remember who does the actual artwork for Chapter, or whether it's a different artist for a different beer. I can't remember. I could get the labels that I've kept, but I can't be asked standing up. So, fuck you all. I hate doing that sort of like arrogant thing. I'm not that sort of person. It's all just an act. Just have to bear with me 1 second, professional. Sorry, it's just a friend from work. Well, I wasn't talking to her just then, I was talking to someone else, but a friend from work is just... You know what, these people who they make out that they're so hard done by. So obviously I'm going to have to show some fake consideration. I mean, I love my friend Fitz, but she's a fucking pain in the arse from work. But that's who I wasn't messaging mainly. Anyway, let's carry on. I think Adams wrote another comment. So I'm not pressing on the screen. Well, not exactly equal as Scotland is only until the end of the month. Well, that's Scotland, isn't it? Who gives a shit about Scotland? If you want to join Europe, then you know when like people come up with those like really pig ignorant opinions. Mosby says, got the Carnival Love Lane double IPA for the weekend. Yeah, don't know what I'm going to do with your Black Lodge. They're under the stairs currently. We're speaking in code, people. But you know what you can do with my Black Lodge. And the other brewery, who I think have got really good art direction, are Overtone. And a lot of people are probably thinking, well, you haven't mentioned Overtone that much. The Overtone, I'm not going to gush over them. Because the odds that I made to do the live stream with people, stuff was either really, really good or just really, really okay. and I've not really formed a full opinion of Overtone. The beers that I've had from them that have included coffee, however, have been really, really good. That coffee IPA that they did was just so drinkable. I actually didn't manage to get round to reviewing it. But yeah, their art direction with the circles in the sort of trance / underground rave party style artwork, really, really eye catching. And their merch looks fantastic as well. They need to up the sweatshirt game because I've got too many t-shirts. I need more sweatshirts, like this ironic wolf sweatshirt, which I bought when I was 18 from Urban Outfitters. Still doesn't fit me properly, but I don't fucking care. Absolutely could not care less. Then we've got a comment from Totes Cereal, who says, I agree with that. I'm not sure what point that would be in agreement with, but I do appreciate that. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. So I'm going to break up this list. Oh, hang on a minute. There was one light one in an orange can I thought that was decent. Orange can. Which one was that? I'd imagine we're talking about Overtone now. In an orange can. What style was it? Was it the Ethiopian coffee IPA? How fucking wanky does that beer concept sound? Yeah. Like, was it the IPA that was using the Ethiopian coffee? But craft beer is wanky. It's pretentious as fuck. It's so up its own arse, but I love it, and you can get pissed off it. Got a couple of follow-up comments. It's that. Overtone probably a year ago. Okay. Yeah, I had a couple of Overtone at the start of this year from Beer 52, but it wasn't until like Rob from Hopscene absolutely gushed over them. Mainly because he knows like the marketing people from Overtone, and Dan as well. Dan's a really nice guy from what I've my interactions with him. But that was a joke, by the way, Rob. Rob from Hopscene could be the biggest beer shill that he ever wanted to be because he's really respected within the industry. He's so underappreciated as just a person in the world of beer. He should be, to me, UK's biggest beer reviewer. Just because he knows what he's talking about. Obviously, he's knowledgeable as fuck. He's personable. And he actually gives a flying fuck about the whole thing. And he could, if he wanted to, just blag his way through this like a lot of Instagram beer people do. So yeah, best artwork is a tie between Chapter and Overtone. So, before we get into individual beer categories, I really should be wrapping this up because it's nearly 8:30. Going to give a big shout out to my local pub, the Hare and Hounds. One of the few pubs in Skem that I actually enjoy going to. I don't really like drinking around Skem because there's quite a few people who live locally who, when they've had a few too many drinks, become the biggest cunts in the world, even though we've got a really good sense of community here in Skem. Okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, Hare and Hounds, when they were able to open during this lockdown, they did so many good things to try and maintain, their openness. They, when the substantial meal stuff came into play, they did the best. I mean, we've got the whisk and pickle who do pizzas in Skem, because you can't really get good pizza in Skem from the takeaways. But they usually have their sort of like tent/stall stone baked pizza, fantastic pizza by the way. And so they were doing like a thing in partnership with them, so they could keep the substantial meal. There's a cafe across the road from them who they legally went about it where they could provide substantial meals. And then, like, I think the night before the main lockdown, they were doing like £2 pints. So people were definitely taking advantage of that. They also did takeout pints, but that got closed a little bit quicker. That was like in the early stages of the lockdown. And yeah, so give your local pub, whether you like it or not, whether you drink there or not, give them a shout out, because even if you're not going to go to these places, just get it out there in the local sphere and let people know. But yeah, the Hare and Hounds in Skem, good stuff. Plus, they used to have Warsteiner on tap, and they used to have Bud Light on tap, but they stopped with the Bud Light, which was absolutely devastating because Bud Light is one of the best beers. I don't care what people say. I fucking love. I don't care about top stories in the UK iPhone. Fuck you. Bud Light, Pabst Blue Ribbon. It's better than this. Doppelbock. It's not really, but yeah. Big shout out to you local. So if you want to leave it in the comments, then feel free to do so. So, now on to the beer categories. Best IPA. And now, this might actually differ to what I've said in reviews, but it's what's springing to mind straight away. So don't take these selections as gospel. They're just ones that are stuck in my mind. So best IPA for me was the Rivington Evil Dead 2, which was double IPA. That being said, to me, 2020 was the year of well-brewed New England-style triple IPAs. Now, that's become my optimal IPA style. And I still don't understand these people who go, oh, we should put a triple IPA in a 440ml can. You're going to get affected the same way if you drink a triple IPA as you are a double IPA. It's not going to really make too much difference to your intoxication. Because I've found, and I've got no science to back this up, I've found it's the quantity of beer and the volume of the liquid itself, as opposed to the alcoholic volume of the beer that gets to me. Because I've had nights where I've had 3 or 4 Imperial Stouts. A friend from work's calling, I'm not going to answer it because I can't be arsed. But that vibration is really annoying. I've had like Imperial Stouts and felt fine the next day, but I've had a 6-pack of like a pint cans of Carlsberg and felt absolutely shit the next day. So these people are like, oh, I can only share triple IPAs. It's all, come on, get a grip. But yeah, for me, the best IPA this year that I can think of at the top of my head would be Rivington's Evil Dead 2, which I think was brewed in collaboration with Chain House Brewing Company. A very small outfit indeed. But yeah, I think that's the only IPA this year that I actually made a thumbnail with clickbaity. Is this the best IPA 2020? Not that my clickbait works. For best stout, I've been agonising about this one, but I'm going to have to go for the Lervig / North Brew Co. Hot Chocolate Nitro Stout. Fuck my arse. with a studded mallet. That was just such a decadent treat. And the Nitro just took that beer up to the next level. That's how all Imperial Stout should be. I had a really good one recently. The Lost at Sea, which was from Track and Poyala, which is the Imperial French Toast. And I mentioned it in my review. And it's funny because I posted the photo of it on Instagram, and Rob from Hopscene pretty much said exactly what I said, but in a much more eloquent way. He was saying, I was expecting a silly... Well, he didn't say this. He said that the beer was a lot more grown up than he was expecting. And I pretty much said the exact same thing in my review. Didn't really get what the French toast aspect of it was. It wasn't like a really in-your-face silly stout, even though it was very adjunct heavy. It was like a proper old-school Imperial Stout that you felt that it was an Imperial Stout, but just had awesome, awesome flavour. But yeah, that was really good. But for me, the best stout that I've had this year, and I don't think it was the stout initially brewed this year. I think it's been brewed previously. Let's see. Yeah, it was the Lervig North Hot Chocolate Nitro Stout. Then Adam says, from tonight, so no bin cupboard for at least a month. I'm okay with that, Adam. You don't need to worry about it. You can have those beers if you want them. No need to worry. And then Paul from PA Brew News, brother from Pennsylvania, says, hey there, brother. Just got the internet back on after the lines went down today. I say, was that down to weather? What's the weather been like, Paul? And hope you're doing well. Hope you and the kids are doing okay. Next up, Bass Lager. Now, I've had some fucking amazing lagers this year, but this is, again, it's going to be a toss-up between the Blackjack Helles, which was just a very satisfying drink indeed. Picked up 4 cans of that when I got my mini keg, which I didn't finish the stout mini keg, mainly because it was listen, when there's no one else in your house who likes to drink craft beer as much as you do, buying a mini keg of an adjunct stout isn't exactly the best course of action, unless you're Harry Meadows, because there'd be lots of chugging action in that mini keg. But yeah, it got to a point where I had to pour it away. I had to pour remnants of it away because it was just... It lasted a lot longer than I thought it would, but yeah, the Blackjack Stroopwafel Stout, the salted caramel edition, it was really nice, but it was just like, I don't want to drink pint after pint of it, so I should have got another pale beer from them. But their Helles was awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then I think the one that just inches it for me would be the Hebden Helles from Vocation. Again, just so wonderfully brewed. Simple, crisp, exactly what you want from a lager. And the UK brewers are making some fantastic lagers. They'll never reach the highs of an authentically brewed German lager, but they're doing a damn good job. Then Adam says, you paid for them, mate, so they're yours. But yeah, no need to worry about it. Deliver them when you can. I'm not going to lose them because I've got enough beer and I'll be buying more beer anyway. So yeah, Boris won't stop me from drinking those beers at some point. Might take a while, but so be it. And then Paul says, lovely crap. Don't know what that's in relation to. Probably the stream. And then Stu C says, good evening, buddy. Good evening, Stu. Hope you're doing well. taking care of yourself. Paul says, I've been home for 8 days alone without the internet. My daughter and mother have COVID, so I was forced to stay home alone because of my work. But they're both doing good, and I rarely clean my place. Well, I wish them the speediest of recoveries, Paul. Hoping it hasn't affected them too hard. Yeah, I think I've been very lucky with the fact that no one in the family really has been affected by COVID. I personally think I had it really early on in the year. We think my brother might have had it, but he was self-isolating, so we've been very, very lucky. I was one of those absolute nutcases who was like almost going into conspiracy theory territory, and there've been times where I think the way we've dealt with it has been absolutely fucking stupid. But with this new strain, I think it's really hammered home to a lot of people just how fucking awful this whole thing is. I'm not one of these people who thinks it's all part of a grand scheme. I just think that our government and the world governments are capitalising on this. And I think the vaccine is necessary. I kind of don't want to take it straight away because I think it's been rushed. But at the same time, part of me is like, if that's what it takes to get some semblance of normality, if I got offered the vaccine tomorrow, I would probably take it. But then again, if you take it tomorrow, you've still got to wait God knows how long before we have normality. So might as well be vaccine free and going about your life now, and then get the vaccine a little bit later on when, you know, in a couple of weeks' time or months or so's time, things will be a little bit more normal. I don't think we'll fully get back to normality this year, but I think the vaccine, it's a necessary evil, but I think the way we've handled this pandemic and the way specific sectors of society and specific regions of the country have been treated, it's absolutely fucking disgusting. I get it. It's not a good position to be in as a leader of a country, and no one's going to go about this 100% the right way. But I think Boris Johnson and the Tory government have really shown not only just how ill-prepared and incompetent they are, but also it's revealed a very ugly side to politics where I do genuinely think they want to punish primarily Labour areas. But in the same breath, fuck Keir Starmer just as much in his mouth, in his nose, in his ears, in his arse, in his belly button, in his bell end, because he's such a slimy cunt of a man, offering no sort of help, assistance, or alternative to what's been going on, just criticising. And you can't be a Labour supporter and be a supporter of Keir Starmer, because you might as well just be a fucking Tory. In fact, Keir Starmer's worse than a Tory. He's just a fucking snooty, well-off snake of a person. And I don't care who you are, Labour, we'd be in the same situation, because Labour are just as incompetent as the Tories. It's just Labour don't hate me as much as the Tories do. So, like, the thing with the Tories is they're going to tell you they're going to fuck you up the arse, and they're going to do it without spitting on it first. Do you know what I mean? They're going to fuck you up the arse dry. Whereas Labour, they're sort of like, oh, they're playing with the vagina, and then they're slowly sticking that finger up your arse. Where the fuck am I going with this? I have no idea. They're basically just, they're going to date rape you. Labour are the date rapers. They make out that they're your friend. They give you a false sense of security. And then, oh, you're not trans. You get fucked. That's a joke at the end about the trans thing. But yeah, Labour are just as incompetent, if not worse. So go back to work Wednesday, says Paul. Really needed the time off, to be honest. I still have a lot to do on my list yet here at the house. I've heard there is a new chance where you won't be able to travel on plane later if you aren't vaccinated, but we shall see. A plan on being back in the UK in 2022. The sooner you're back in the UK, Paul, the better. Cannot wait for that. All politicians are general horrible people. Labour walks around with free, colourful, tasty cocktails. They certainly do. But they're laced with drugs. And you're going to get bummed. That's all I'm going to say. But at least the Tories, they'll give you a rough fucking. And you'll feel much better afterwards because you survived it. And you've got a little bit of a taste for being fucked roughly in the arse. Not that I know what being fucked roughly in the arse feels like, of course. Saying some really outrageous things at the moment. Just bear me 1 second. What a time to get walked in on when you're talking about being fucked up the arse, roughly. Let's see. All politicians are general horrible. Yeah, we've gone through that. Labour spend all the money we don't have. Tories spend the same amount, but also cut everything to the bone. Pretty much, it's... Sometimes you're going to get the sharper end of the sword. Sometimes you're going to get the blunter end of the sword. But you're still going to get fucked up the arse with the sword. I'd rather just bum the pain and not the massive hangover to go with it. Ha ha ha. And then Matt Bing says, quite a bit of bum sex heavy stream tonight. It certainly is. So shall we change subject? Because if I was a YouTuber of note, this stream will be getting clipped many a time. And in fact, I want someone to make troll videos about me. Take my content, twist my words, just make me look like a prick. I want people to take my content and do really funny things with it. Doesn't matter how disgusting or how in ill taste it is. I want people to dick around with my content. But yeah, there is a lot of bottom sex in this one. Lib Democrats just sit in the corner crying. They very much do. I got betrayed by the Lib Dems when I voted for them, and then they got in the bed with the Tories. You can't trust anyone at the end of the day, but if you're going to vote for someone, vote Libertarian. Or vote for who you want to. Whether it's Tories or Labour. If you want to vote for them, you vote for them. Fuck anyone else telling you who you should vote for. Fuck anyone else for judging who you vote for. You vote for you, your needs. That's what's important. So, best keg. Now, this year, I've had 4 mini kegs. So, of course, I'm going to make a category. But the one keg that stands out to me was the Track and Marble Bitter that I had. I can't remember what the beer was called. It was a bit of a headache getting that keg to be delivered. But that was a good fucking beer. And not gonna lie, I shared it with people I probably shouldn't have shared it with, because my younger brother had friends round on Christmas Eve, and we were sat outside in the bar. And I brought the keg out because I thought, I'm not going to drink this on my own. Got it out for the lads. And then I was just pouring for everyone. Everyone was having some. It went down a treat. Just an absolutely gorgeous beer. Track, Marble, two behemoths in the beer industry. I need to buy more Marble beers. I want to buy a Marble bitter. Yeah, I need to actually do a big Marble haul, because that bitter in a keg, oh, it was going down like water. It really, really was. Lovely stuff. Libertarian is always a good choice. Let's see. You do you, boo boo. You do you. Exactly. So I didn't mind the idea of coalition, but Lib Dems should have spent most of this year being arseholes, but instead they acted like scrotum in ice water. I like that analogy. Paul says, ha 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 ha. Ray Doyle retracts his message. I missed that. And then Libertarian is generally not an option available in the majority of UK constitutes. That is very true. But I like their ideals more. Although there are some. See, that's the thing. I would, if I was to align myself with a political party, it would be Libertarian. But at the same time, I think they can be a little bit too idealistic. There's a lot of things that they believe that I just don't think can be implemented in this day and age. Then haven't had that beer in absolutely ages. Missed a bit of Ghost Ship. I guess Ray was talking about Ghost Ship. I have kind of Ghost Ship in the fridge, says Adam. Here with Adam, it's all a bullshit system. It certainly is. Then Ray Doyle. Hi Ray, hope you're doing okay. Didn't intentionally mean to rhyme then, by the way. Adam's Ghost Ship cake, 13 quid from Tesco. That sounds good. Next time at Tesco, I might pick myself up a mini keg of Ghost Ship, because I like Ghost Ship. It's a good solid beer, is that. And then Paul from Peer Brew News says beautiful. Excuse me. Oh, it's such a good Doppelbock. It really, really is. Best sour. I was struggling with this one, but thankfully, Adam, aka basically the guy who gives a shit about my channel more than I do. I shared this list with the Facebook group that I'm part of, and Adam did the job of actually going through my reviews, looking at what sour beers that I had, because I couldn't think of any. Sour beers have not really been too important for me this year, but he came up with a list of some of them, so I do appreciate that, Adam. I'm not paying you to look after my channel, by the way, but I do appreciate it. And my best sour beer this year, by a mile, would have to be the Yuzu Sour from Runaway and Chish and Fip. Picked that up on the Cloudwater bottle shop because I saw Paul from Cloudwater absolutely gushing over that beer. And when Paul from Cloudwater gushes over beer, you know it's going to be good. Don't really understand his love for vegan food and cuisine, because a lot of it's just utter wank. But yeah, the Yuzu Sour from Runaway, who not a sexy brewery by any means. They could have easily fitted into the underrated brewery category. Very focused on culinary sort of exploits. I know in Rudy's Pizza, that's who supply them with beers, is Runaway. They do a lot of stuff with restaurants and chefs and that sort of thing. Sort of like what Weirdbeard used to do. Some of Weirdbeard's best beers have been this sort of culinary themed sort of beers. But yeah, that yuzu sour was just, oh, it was genuinely beautiful. One of the best beers actually that I've had this year. I'm not doing a best beer of the year this year just because the UK, and I know I'm going back to the UK, Brexit and all that, but the UK have produced some of the best beers that they have. UK breweries, I should say, produce some of the best beers that they have had. Breweries in the UK have produced some of their best beers that they have had. What? I don't know what I'm saying. But basically, the UK brewing industry have produced some of the best beers that they have in recent years. Basically, what I'm saying is that the UK, we've produced some of the best beers that, oh my fucking god, am I having a mini stroke? Basically, the UK has been brewing, especially with what's been going on and the fact that there's threatened that, breweries are closing, bars are closing, pubs are closing, people are losing their jobs. Considering what's going on, I think this year's probably been the best year for British beer. Yeah. We have, it's that classic British grit. Do you know what I mean? We faced adversity. The Nazis tried to bomb the shit out of us. We came back. And then coronavirus has tried to destroy the Chinese, and the coronavirus tried to destroy our beer economy because, let's face it, name me 5 good Chinese craft breweries. But yeah, it's just like we've produced some fantastic stuff, and I think this year's shown the best of British brewing. It really, really has for me. What we talk about? Oh yeah, Runaway. I don't know what we're talking about anymore. So the last and probably the most important category, because let's face it, sometimes times are hard. You're not able to go anywhere, so you've got to go for the best option at your corner shop, your off license. You've got to settle for macro. And my best macro beer this year would have to be Red Stripe. And there's a story about Red Stripe, which I'm in 2 minds about sharing. Mainly because it was a house party that happened during the first lockdown. I say house party, it was a small gathering of friends in someone's house. So we're sat there because it's my friend's birthday, and we've been invited round to her friend's house because their kids are being looked after by someone else. So yeah, all right then. We'll have a nice quiet little birthday drink. Now, the girl whose house it was, she's got a thing for black guys. And let's just say she's known for meeting random black guys on the likes of TikTok and Snapchat and meeting up with them. So we're just sat having a nice little time. Next thing, 2 black guys come in from Manchester, who she's invited, not told us. So yeah, all right, fair enough. It's getting a bit weird now, and not because of that reason. Do not misconstrue it as that. I see no colour, but at the same time, it's 2 massive black guys from Manchester. So, God, I need to stop being so politically incorrect. Jokiness aside, just these 2, it was just 2 strangers came. So one of them is pretty much shagging this girl in the kitchen. just grinding on her, hands all over her, that sort of stuff. Why is my grandma phoning me? Is she watching? Is she telling me to stop? So yeah. So one of these guys was a weed dealer. So me and my friend thought, do you know what? Fuck it. Let's buy some weed. So we did. So we made a few spliffs. So I was in the garden having a spliff while this party was going on. These two black guys go upstairs with a couple of the girls, as you do. So I'm just like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to have a spliff in the garden. So there I am, just having a spliff on my own. Nobody seems to want to have any, so I'm like, okay, I'll just smoke it myself. So one spliff down, and we hear a bang upstairs. So we're instantly thinking, oh shit, what the fuck is going on? So we go upstairs, it kicks off a little bit. I'm like, fuck this, I'm having another spliff. Thinking that someone's going to come with me so we can calm down and have a chat. No, still kicking off in the house. I'm just in the garden, in a world of my own. Really good weed, by the way. And so I'm just there, having the time of my life, just chill as fuck. But it starts to get a lot more uglier, so I go back in. And I'm the sort of like shit house who's like stood behind other people going, yeah, you, get out, that sort of thing. Also, fuck's sake. Another wonderful time to be interrupted. First, when I'm talking about being roughly fucked in the arse, and now when I'm talking about having spliffs when two random black guys come to a house party. So yeah, it starts getting kicking off a little bit more, and I'm two spliffs in, really heavy stuff. So I'm just like so carefree. It's a really scary situation upon reflection because we don't know what these two guys are going to do. We don't know what was going on upstairs when there was a loud bang as one of them was being shagged, and shouldn't really find this funny, but it is. So basically, the girl whose house we were at, she lost her brother a little while ago. Well, about a year or so ago. But, oh, fucking leave me alone. But she had his ashes in an urn, and while she was getting fucked, the black guy knocked the ashes all over a fucking floor. So she started like getting hysterical. My friends are like trying to fight these two black guys. One of them was like just trying to get everyone to calm down. It got to the point where one of my friends called the police to say that there was a disturbance. Then got shouted at by the girl whose house it was because she ain't no snitch. So she started kicking off at him. It all got calmed down. It got to that point where 3 spliffs in on my own because nobody else was having any of these spliffs, and I don't know why. It could have avoided a whole fuck ton of drama. But let's just say, even though there was the chance of violence and consent potentially going out the window, I actually had a really funny evening, even though I got spat at. And that was the only time I got angry during that whole thing. But and the beer that I was drinking throughout that whole night, Red Stripe. And since then, I've really enjoyed Red Stripe. So that was a really shit, pointless story, a shit way to end a live stream. And yeah, bit of a mess, to say the least. Okay. Yeah, and it's all kicked off a little bit on here. Lucy joined us, and I think she's left us straight away. Rookie mistake, you always keep it in a wrapped plastic bag inside the urn. Fuck like the pig you are in a pile of your brother's ashes. Ha ha ha, just breaking the fourth wall. Peter was the black guy, total Fight Club. Please turn up, it's just Peter with a spliff in his mouth and pants around his ankles. Harry said he'd spit on me. At least someone wants to. And he gets crazy when he drinks, as he does the drugs. So, yeah, that's a very immature story that I'm not proud of, but it was a funny evening. Scary at the time, but you look back on it with not so hazy eyes, don't you? Anyway, so that was my wrap-up of 2020 when it comes to beer. If you agree with my choices, decisions, don't agree with my life choices, obviously. Even though legalise all drugs, get rid of the criminal element. I'm just getting bombarded with messages from my friend from work. It's doing my absolute tits in. Anyway, so that was it, guys. That was my list of 2020 in beer. Went a little bit off the rails towards the end, but that's always the best, isn't it? Thank you all for stopping by and commenting. Yeah, Peter missed a bazillion comments. I know I did, and I'm going to keep it that way because God knows what you guys have been writing, but I appreciate it all the same. And yeah, that's it. I like doing these live streams on my own because I'm just a lonely child nowadays. But yeah, it's just vibration after vibration. So I'm going to have to go for a sig walk with my friend before she has a fucking aneurysm. Because I can't be arsed with that. Anyway, cheers for watching, folks. I know I've missed a load of comments, but I was in my element. I'm shit at telling stories, by the way, as you probably guessed. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'd love to hear your lists. Yeah, probably divulged a bit too much of that story upon reflection. But hey ho, it wouldn't be a Clueless Drinker live stream if it wasn't a shit show at the end of the day. So meeting one person is allowed. Peter, Mr. Bazillion comments, are you doing this one person outside stand? Yes, and I've been putting it off for a little bit too long now. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for sticking by and tolerating this. And hope everyone's staying well and safe. Didn't actually mean this stream to end as abruptly as it did. By the way, hi Vanessa, and also bye Vanessa. Apologies about that. Do what you want anyway. See, the old lockdown Peter would have done that, but yeah, I think I've come to terms with the situation now. And yeah, so Happy New Year to you too, Kitty, and goodbye to you too, Lucy. Hope everyone's okay and well, and I clearly still don't know how to end a live stream. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Thank you for watching, and thank you for anyone who's watching this once it's been uploaded. See you guys later. You all take care, and I'll probably be doing more live streams going forward. And I won't be sat on the floor next time, even though the lighting's good in this one, so I might do. Anyway, See you later, folks, and don't do drugs.